here on your Eagle Eye Network, just about ready to get this game underway. It is St. Huberts against Conwell Egan Catholic. I'm Dan Connor, joined here with Jaden Myers. A little technical difficulties kicking this one off, but we're finally able to get it underway. Huberts will start with the ball. They fire the first pass over to the right side to complete that one there for about a gain of 5 yards there. So Jaden Conwell Egan in this playoffs last year. They're coming out here in the first round today. What can we expect from them early on here in this game?
I could see them making another long run like they did last year, but I feel like they just keep it up and how they've been going throughout the regular season, that they can go far in this playoff run.
We definitely hope that they can go far. Coach Barry out there as their head coach this year, complete to the left side there by St. Huberts, and that completed pass allows them to go 2 for 2 right now. Conwell Egan making it all the way to the championship last year before losing. We don't have a clock for you out there, so our clock's not going to run down the bottom, but we will keep the score for you. The clock, hopefully, as time goes on a little bit, we'll be able to get that. So third down here now for St. Hubert's High School. Quarterback there, Sophia Grega. It's going to hand it off. The flag grab there, and we're going to have a fourth down now. So, Jaden, rules are slightly different here for flag football than regular football that we would normally watch on TV. What is the main difference that we see between the two sports right now?
So far, I'm looking at that there's no lineman, so like no blocking, and it's obviously flag, so no tackling either. And then there's an interception right there, and that's pretty much it.
A great interception there by Conwell Egan, and we have it up right now with a first and goal here for Egan. Brianna Jackson not in the lineup this afternoon. Referee coming out of the back line. Ariella Parks is going to be the quarterback this afternoon. Check that, not Ariella Parks. It is Olivia Delavecchio with the quarterback this afternoon. Conwell Egan trying to get their first points of the game here. Likes the ball. She's looking. She's looked to the right side. It's covered there. She's moving. She fires it deep into the end zone. And it's caught there by Haley. And it is a touchdown, Conwell Egan.
That was a good catch there. We got to keep that running for the game, keep up the score, and one touchdown won't keep us from winning this game.
Nice play there by Egan to get the first touchdown there. Extra point here is Egan. They drop it and spin it right off the 9, and they're going to get it there. So Conwell Egan gets on the board first here in this game. $20.29 left here. We'll see if we can get this clock working for you online. 2020 going now here. We'll start when it gets down to the 20-minute mark. So Conwell Egan with the early lead. They have to keep it here against St. Huberts. And we have a flag thrown over there on the far side.
False start there by number 20. St. Hubert's looking really confused there, but maybe just a miscommunication on the play.
Those miscommunications here early in this game could really cost you. Egan 7-0 now. All right, St. Huberts with the ball now. They fire this one short to the right side. They're able to connect. And down there is St. Huberts. And that was Finley Miller that made the connection as it came out of the hands of Samantha Hand, the quarterback for St. Huberts. 19 minutes to go. Over on the flip side is our baseball team. They either have to win today or tomorrow to make their playoff appearance. This one handed off, dishing out to the right side. There is Huberts trying to go down the middle. There was Grace Smith, but she's easily grabbed there with 18:44 to go. This one dropped off. Fake handoff there. Looking, firing over the left side. They're able to connect there and down. And it's going to give them enough for a first down. So we see a first down here with 18:10 to go. Jaden, what do you think Egan's defense has been doing well so far? And is there any holes that they may need to clear up before this game could potentially get out of hand?
To me, I mean, they've been doing good, pulling the flags and stuff, but St. Hubert's has been running the ball a lot, and I feel like they should be more focused on watching the run than the throw so far in this game.
Yeah, I agree. Hubert's definitely showing that they're willing to run there, and in doing so, messing up Egan's defense ever so slightly. Another handoff here, another one that goes straight down the middle, another interception there by Conwell Egan. Back-to-back interceptions here with 7:27 to go here in this game. And we see Conwell Egan's defense really being where the ball is thrown, having an easy read there on St. Hubert's offense. It's something that they're going to try to continue as this game goes on. Now as they're going to make the change from defense to offense after a nice interception there. Delvecchio, the quarterback here again this afternoon. Partly cloudy, this one hiked, moving to the right side. There's Delvecchio. Now she's going to dance to her left. She fires this one over to the right side, but that one's going to fall short. Trying to get it off to Sarah Beck, who is just a little bit ahead of the throw. Going through the plays there now are Conwell Egan. Coach Barry on the sideline dictating to his players. They have the play, they're set up. There's motion in the back. Egan hikes the ball. They're looking down the middle again. They're able to connect there to Maxie Ellison. And it'll be third down here. So we see 4 seniors that are going to graduate at the end of this year for Conwell Egan. Having such a young team, Jaden, how does that set you up for the future?
For setting you up for the future with having a young team, I think it's a good thing because you have a lot of people there to be there for a while and a long time. Since we only have 4 seniors that will be going next year, and that we have talent behind them to take their place and that have been looking up to them for a little bit. And I feel like we have good backups to support us, and that would keep coming along.
I agree, and you're really setting yourself up to have that dominant performance and to be that powerhouse that Egan has shown that they were last year and again this year during this first round of the playoffs. 14:50 to go here. It is a 4th down attempt now. Delavecchio moving to her left side. She fires this one up, flips back out, and they're going to say a first down and stop the ball there with 14:33 to go. First down for Conwell Egan, and they're threatening again here in this game. Already up by 7. Egan with the ball, they fire this one up, gives it off to Sarah Beck. Sarah Beck stopped just short of the end zone. So it'll be third and goal attempt here, now with 13:50 to go. Egan must throw here. Delavecchio over there talking to Coach Barry as he's giving out a play. She has it. She moves back in now. Egan setting up. It's a must-throw play here for them. She has it. Sarah Beck moving in, trying to get open. She does, and another touchdown there for Egan. So back-to-back touchdowns for them on their offensive opportunities, and that puts them in a good spot right now.
Yeah, it definitely does get them in a good spot. Starting it off with 2 touchdowns right off the bat, but got to keep the pedal on the gas, make sure St. Huberts doesn't come back. And when St. Huberts come back on offense, they're probably going to come back with running the ball, because when they've thrown it, that has been a problem for them, because the Conwell Egan defense has really been on that.
Conwell Egan out going for the extra point here. This one given off. They're looking for an open lane. They're still looking. They fire this one over, and a catch is made. And Conwell Egan able to gather the extra point, and it's Brianna Jackson with the catch. So 14-0 now, and with that, we'll take a quick break here on your Eagle Eye Network. Eagle Eye Network, it's 14-0. Conwell Egan with 11:45 to go here in the first half. 24-minute hands here. Jana Myers will have the call for the second half of the game. Huberts electing to throw here, and that one almost intercepted there again. Jana, with 2 previous interceptions, why do you think they're going to continue to throw that ball right now?
Right now, I'm not really sure why they would keep throwing the ball, since Egan is really on it, but maybe they're just trying to get some beginning yards on like the first and second down to get the runs that would be short to get them a first down, and just cheat down the field little by little to get that first touchdown of the game.
I agree. Maybe just those beginning yards, maybe to push up the field just a bit, but you have to begin to wonder if you're going to change up your offensive game plan here before it's potentially too late. Egan dominating right now as this one's going to be thrown over to the left side. It's connected there and stopped on the play there with Finley Miller. She has been the go-to today from Samantha Hand. 10:43 to go and a third down attempt now. Third down has to get to the blue line here, says the referee. And they're coming up with their player in their huddle. They break. That one quickly sent to the right side, and it is fourth down as they're short there, says the referee over on the far side. Fourth down. Conwell Egan gonna get back for the return on the punt here. This one's sent all the way down now to the right side. Egan allows it to bounce and it rolls back slightly. It's eventually grabbed and trying to fire off the middle there was Jayla Butler. She's able to gain a few yards there on the play.
Let's see how Egan comes back in on the offense to see if they can get another score to make it 21-0 early in this game with 9 minutes left, and see if St. Huberts can do something on defense to stop them.
Egan setting up. This is the furthest distance that they have been out so far this afternoon, is getting the interceptions on the last two plays there by St. Huberts. Moving to the left, there's Delavecchio. She fires it over. She's able to connect. Moving up the near side, there's Bree Jackson. She spins, but is eventually grabbed. And it is a continued first down here. So 8:37 to go. Nice play there. Nice gain of yards there by Bree Jackson. Jackson, a sophomore. One of the many sophomores on his team. We see a lot of freshmen and sophomores that make everything up. Again, 4 seniors graduating with some juniors mixed in here as well. 8:09 to go. Delavecchio hikes the ball. Far side she goes. She fires it over the far way. Connects to Jackson again for a long pass and a touchdown. So touchdown there again by Conwell Egan, and being further out this time, they're still able to get behind the defense of Huberts and put themselves hopefully up by 21.
Yeah, that was a good play there by Conwell Egan, and it looks like they're going to keep their pedal on the gas so far in this game. And St. Huberts just can't find an answer, but maybe they'll come up with something at halftime with the coach talking to them and see what they can do.
If you are St. Hubert's coach, what are you telling them during halftime that may get them motivated?
I'm mostly just telling them to just play back on their girls that they're guarding, because they just got beat deep, and you would rather have a bunch of short passes than a bunch of deep passes, and tell them to have and just keep their head up, because you can't keep winning if you're always looking at the ground.
I agree. Keep everything a little bit more simpler. Shorter passes, trying to find an open lane. The Conwell Egan not able to connect there on the extra point, so it will be 20-0. We'll take a quick break here on your Eagle Eye Network. St. Hubert's now trying to find motivation. They throw this one over the far side. And again, that was incomplete. Almost another interception there. Tuesday, May 13th, we will be at the E-House in Bensalem for a fundraiser for the Eagle Eye Network. There will be raffle baskets up for auction, and it's going to start at 11 a.m. to closing. The raffle baskets will be there beginning around 5. We hope you're able to join us, as we will receive 20% of your check. Second down here with 5:47 to go. It is Huberts faking the handoff. They fire this one down the middle. They are able, it looked like able to connect, but it was a missed pass there, and we apologize. Our angle not necessarily the best here, but we're able to see just enough. The referee was a little bit in the way of that one.
You did good. Yeah, I didn't know if I had my first steps like that. You did. You felt comfortable?
This one brought back out, firing down the middle again, and another missed opportunity there. So 2 missed opportunities there by St. Hubert's. And what does that tell you about their offense right now?
I mean, it does tell you a lot about their offense when they just keep throwing the ball. So right now, if I'm Barry, I'm worried about the defense just throwing, or I'm worrying about St. Hubert's just throwing the ball, because that's really all they've been doing. And Egan has really been on that so far in this game, but maybe by halftime the coach for Huberts might think about changing it up and starting to run the ball more since Egan is so on their throwing game.
I agree. There's another punt there. This one's skipping in. Egan again allowing it to roll just a bit. Jayla Butler going back for it. She picks it up. She's going to go to her right side now. And she continues to go. Dodges one and then trying to dodge the other. But it's eventually brought down there. We'll take a quick break here in your Eagle Network with 4:12 to go here in the first half. Conwell Egan again, ready to go. They're far out again with 3:35 to go. I'll work on that clock for you there. This one fired straight down, not going to go. Second down here for Conwell Egan now. Trying to get out there to the black line, this referee. Delavecchio back, she takes the snaps. Moving to her left now. Looking, firing to the left side. It's a long pass to Bree Jackson. But she gets a little spun around there. And is unable to connect there. So we see that probably the first missed opportunity here for Conwell Egan this afternoon.
Yeah, it was their first missed opportunity, but they got a good start with 20-0, so I think they're good so far. But we'll see what they do the next possession and see if St. Hubert's has a plan to score or to get their first score of the game.
And they're going to have to come out. They're going to have to come out strong if they are looking to get anything started right now. So third down here now. Delavecchio fires it ahead. And it was given off there to Sarah Beck, who makes the connection. And it's just going to be short, though, for a fourth down. So with 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Fourth down here for Egan now. They're up 20-0. Getting different play there from Coach Barry on the side as he looked to switch it up on the girls. And you have it there. They come set up. They were switched up a little bit as they find themselves in new positions. Snaps taken. This will drop the head, and it's set ahead there now for a second down. And that one connected to Ariella Parks. So it's 1-10 to go now. Some grabbed. Fired ahead there to Sarah Beck as she takes it. Egan moving the ball ever so slowly. Down to the final minute of the first half right now for Egan. They're up by 20. Fire back. Delavecchio with the ball. She's looking for open lane. Goes to her right side. Fires it ahead and is dropped. There. That one dropped by Conwell Egan. A second missed opportunity here in the quarter for them.
see what they come out with.
37 seconds. Timeout here. And with that timeout, take a timeout on your Eagle Eye Network. Back here on Eagle Eye Network, 37 seconds left here in the first half for Egan. They're up right now 20-0. Delavecchio, left side now. She's looking, fires it ahead, gives it off there to Sarah Beck. Sarah Beck was wide open and is able to move ahead there now. So, timeout called here.
We don't have the clock.
Timeout with 32 seconds. We'll take a timeout here in your Eagle Eye Network.
You already asked us that question.
Our 31 seconds to go here. Egan trying to make this a 4-possession game. Here we go now. Egan fires it over left side. Brianna Jackson wide open, makes the grab, and another touchdown here for Conwell Egan.
Clearly, Conwell Egan still has their foot on the gas and doesn't look like they're going to stop anytime soon. And it's good that they scored before halftime to make it a 4-scoring game before halftime and see if St. Huberts can come back and get a score.
All right, so Egan making this now a 4-possession game. Looking to continue to put themselves within a significant distance of St. Hubert's High School. Egan going for the extra point now with 22 seconds to go. This one dropped back, and it's not going to be connected there. So it'll be 26-0 with 22 seconds here in the first half of the game. All right, St. Hubert's now at 22.9 seconds, trying to get at least some points up on the board before the half. This one flipped off, fired ahead there to the right side. It's caught, and no, says the referee. It's out of bounds with 17 seconds to go. So a missed opportunity there. Is that one's out? It was close there. Jaden, what do you think?
When you're on the sideline like that and trying to go for a trick play, you really got to make sure that your feet are in bounds to secure that catch, because that could really change the game, especially right before halftime, that they could use a score at this time since they're down by 4 touchdowns. So they need everything that they can get.
I agree, and a tough play there. Tough play to keep both feet. And it was close, but Referee saying no. No challenge flags. This one's sent over to the left side. Another interception here by Conwell Egan. So they intercept the ball for the third time here in this half with 10 seconds to go. If you're Egan, Jaden, you going for it, or are you just going to try to run the timeout?
If I'm a coach, which I'm not, I'm definitely going for it, cause I mean it's playoffs now, so really no holding back, cause this could change. Cause if you slow down, that could follow into the next game that you have, and then you could start off slow for the next game if you're not hot. And if they score again, that could come back, or it would like increase the lead, like has happened in football before with the Patriots and the Falcons back in Super Bowl a couple or a bunch of years ago, and they thought they had that in the bag, but then the Patriots came back and won. So you never know what could happen.
I agree. Keep marching because you don't know what's going to happen. And it's an opportunity for you to, continue to pack the points. Here's a long pass there and just ahead of Haley as that one's not going to connect with 6 seconds now to go. So look at at least one more attempt here. Hesitations there, saying Coach Barry is what affected that one. Calls Delavecchio over, dishes out of play. Maxie's a quarterback now. This pitch to the right side to Delavecchio. She fires it long to the right side, connects to Haley, but it's incomplete, and that is how we'll end this first half. All right, Jaden, quickly, so we get a little bit of break here. What did Egan do well in that first half, and what do you think Huberts needs to improve on for the second?
Egan definitely did good on offense and defense, as you can tell by the score, but I think they did a lot better on defense because they had the 3 interceptions, and they just did everything good. They had good flag pulling and everything. And St. Hubert's coach needs to really talk to them about how they can step it up on offense and on defense to see if they can keep their playoff run going for St. Hubert's.
All right, I agree. And with that, we'll take a break here on your Eagle Eye Network. And when we come back, Jaden will have your play-by-play for the second half of the game. All right, back here in Eagle Eye Network, 24-minute halves here. Conwell Egan dominating in the first half, up 26 to nothing right now, and they looking to continue to push forward. Conwell Egan back in the playoffs for the second time this season. They lost it their last time around. They're looking to win here this year. Jaden Myers will take over play-by-play here for the second half.
Yep, starting off the half good for Conwell Egan so far. We got Maxie lined up at quarterback right now, and Liv Delvecchio to the side, and see what kind of trick play they have up their sleeve right now. Snap to Maxie, pitch to Liv. Liv going to run, taking the left side. Got a lot of yards there. Pulled by number 3 of St. Huberts, Morgan Dunn. And that was a good play. Looked like Liv was looking for the throw there, but I mean, sometimes you just got to roll with it and see what happens and see what you should do just from how it happens and how the defense is reading it. How do you feel about that trick play that just happened?
I think it's nice to mix it up a little bit. I think if you're Coach Barry, you're trying to mix it up, trying to be a little less unpredictable right now. I mean, it's definitely something if I was St. Hubert's going into the half talking about, they were a little predictable. You saw where they were going. They were really going after 2 players. So I think by doing that trick play there, it kind of opens up different opportunities for Egan throughout this half.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, and it's always good to switch it up. Egan thinking of a play here. Liv lined up at quarterback, and then we got Sarah Beck at center. Ball snapped. Livdell looking right. Pass to Maxie, deflected by St. Hubert's number 3, Morgan Dunn. Again, looking at the star of this half for defense for St. Hubert's so far. Barry for Conwell Egan looking for a play to call here. Livdell at quarterback. Sarah Beck at center. Line up in a 3x2. Livdell rolling left. Looking deep to Bree Jackson. Ball caught by Bree Jackson. Dodges it. And she runs all the way down to the end zone, and that is a touchdown by Conwell Egan. And how do you think? And that was a good play there to get him up by 5 runs or 5 touchdowns. And let's see if St. Hubert's can answer back on offense. Conwell Egan going for 1. Lining up, see if they can do something good here. We're running in by 3x2. Pass right. Nice little run there. Nice little 5-yard game. See what happens. And speaking of the Conwell Egan defense, we have Lisa coming in at corner. This is her first game back all season, and let's see how she can affect the defense for Conwell Egan. And she's coming back in with a starting spot at this half. Looking left, spin move, and nice little gain for St. Hubert's right there. Pulled by Angelina Locke. St. Hubert's looking for a play here. Quarterback coming from the Hubert's coach. Coming back to the huddle. See if they can get some rolling. Lined up and a 2-by-2 motion to make it a 3-by-1. One in the backfield running to their right side. Nice little gain there. That's a good little yards. And how do you feel about them getting little yards and nothing deep, but all you need is really little? How do you feel about that?
I think if you're St. Hubert's, you have to try to shorten it up a little bit. You know, the long pass wasn't working. Firing over in the middle, intercepted 3 times there in the first half. So I think these little short passes, while you know you're not getting a whole lot of yards and you're down by 5 possessions at this point, I think that you know it's good, but it may be too late for them right now to get back into this game.
Yeah, it definitely is a little late. Pass right up the middle and pulled pretty fast by Lisa with her first game back, like I was talking about earlier. Definitely is a little late that they should have done this before. Then they might have had a little bit, might not have been this big of a score difference, and they might have had a chance to keep their playoff run running. St. Hubert's coming in, running a 2-by-2, one in the backfield, rolling to her left, pass a little deep, intercepted by Angelina Locke, running down our right, and that was a good defensive play there. And how do you feel about that defensive play and how they needed it?
I think right there's that mistake that we talked about. St. Hubert's trying to go a little bit deeper with the pace, trying to gain a few more yards, and they find Conwell Egan's hands. You know, Conwell Egan able to come back now with the ball the other way. And I think if you're Egan at this point, you just continue to play your game. Don't get too cocky and just continue to move forward, because at this point you're almost guaranteed that next round.
Yep, definitely starting off this game and the playoff run good here for Conwell Egan, and see if they can keep it going for the rest of the playoff run, and if they can make it to the championship in back-to-back years and hopefully bring it home this year. Back and not an interception by Angelina Locke. Coming back deep, good defense there by Jalen on their right side. And Conwell Egan defense really stepping it up here, and they're going to need it since they're more than halfway down the field and might get their first score of the game for St. Hubert's. St. Hubert's in the huddle, coming out. Looking like a 2-by-1, 2 in the backfield, one motion. Flip to the motion, flipped back to the one in the backfield. Spinning, pulled by Lisa once again. St. Hubert's looking for something here by the coach. See if they can get something running here. Coming out of the huddle. Looking like they're coming out in a 2-by-1 once again. 2 in the backfield. 1 in the backfield. Runs up to the next to the center. Pass left. Almost intercepted by Angelina Locke.
Egan continuing to put the pressure on there for St. Hubert's offense, and with another interception after the last missed attempt by the referee. It looked like she may have stepped out over the far side. That's why the referee said no. But Egan continue to put that pressure up, continuing to disrupt the plays, and right now just continue to push forward. If you're up 32-0 right now, Jaden, and you know that you've been in some of these important games, how do you lock in till you get ready for whoever you're playing in the next round?
I would really start locking in like right now. You always gotta lock in earlier because where you win in a game is before the game even starts. And that was a good pull by Lisa there, by the way. And like I was talking about, how you win the game before it even starts, and it's all about how like your mind is going before the game and everything like that. And I think it starts right here. So they got to keep it hot, like as it's going right now, and then they could go into the next game that they play, and hopefully they just keep it going and could make it into the championship. Conwell Egan back on offense here. Looks like we got Liv Del Vecchio at quarterback, Haley lined up at running back, Sarah Beck at center. Ball snapped. Pitch to Haley. She running right down the middle with the spin move all the way down the right side. Running all the way down the right side with some good moves there. Finally pulled more than 3/4 down the field, and that was a good gain. And do you think Barry is still going to keep going and keep pushing and running up the score, or you think he's going to slow it down a little bit and ease on the break?
I don't know. It's tough to read with Coach Barry. I feel like, they're running the ball, they're still running the ball well even after accepting a completed pass. So I think if you're Coach Barry right now, if I'm inside his head, it looks like he's going to keep running up the score, And I don't know. I think it's just right now Coach Barry appears to be running up the score, but he could change. And, again, he's one of those coaches that's hard to read.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Lift over, rolling right. Pass right down the middle. Looks like to Sarah Beck. Yep. And pulled pretty quickly right after the catch. Nice little 3-yard gain, it looks like. But after that big gain, it's good to get little gains, get a little closer to the end zone here and there. And let's see what Barry can do to just keep rolling.
All right, so we always just have just under 11 minutes to go. But does this say anything about Egan that they've been able to shut Huberts out at this point in the game? Does that say anything about them as a team, or is it one of them where this is just pure luck at this point?
No, I definitely think it's just fully skill related because Conwell Egan we've been doing good all season and don't have many losses, and I feel like the next team that they play should really be worried about because of how they played against them here in this game. Pass to Sarah Beck right there, right at the middle. A little hard hit after the catch. Liv going over to Barry to get the play here. See what he's got running. Liv going to the huddle. Looks like we've got a 2x2 here. Haley coming in motion to the right side. Snapped by Sarah Beck. Haley to the right side. She's running around. Looks like a yard short of the touchdown. And who do you think has really stepped out in this game to you?
I think there's two. I think or really more than two. I would say Della Vecchio, able to connect the pass as well, but I also think Sarah Beck, Haley, and Brianna Jackson in the first half. We haven't heard too much of her this half, but definitely in the first half. Finding the open lane, being able to get there and really stand out among the rest of the team. So I think those four combined, really the standout stars so far. But I would say that Conwell Egan as a whole, playing well with each other and really on point, allow them to get where they are right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Those people definitely have been standing out. But overall, it is fully a team game that you can't win a game without all those players. And I mean, if you didn't have all the people, then you wouldn't even be able to play because you'd be forfeiting. We got a 3x1 coming in here. Lived out throwing down the middle, incomplete. Looking for Maxie. Really close to the end zone here. No run, just throw, and let's see what Barry's got cooking in the playbook for such a short gain that they need. Liv come back into the huddle. Looking like in a 3-by-2. Liv lonely in the backfield. Snapped. She's rolling left, past left. That's a touchdown right there by Bree Jackson.
And just as I said, Bree Jackson wasn't heard of much in this second half. We see her accepting that touchdown pass to put Egan up now by 38.
Yeah, that was definitely a good throw by Liv there on the, pretty much on the run, because she rolled out and then stopped pretty quick to make the pass, which was good. And then that was a good catch, of course, by Bree Jackson there. Going for the extra point. Liv coming back into the huddle. Looks like we got a 3-2. Liv lonely in the backfield once again. Snapped. Rolling low right. Pass. Caught. And that was a good extra point there. And how do you feel about that drive?
I think it was a great drive. I think Conwell Egan was able to put some key plays together. I mean, already being up by, what was 32 at that point, they were able to put, key drives together, pick their plays very well. And I think that drive there has allowed them to see what works, what doesn't work, and what they're going to be able to do in their next game on Monday.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, and I was going to say that when you gave the headset back to me, actually. And yeah, right now would be the time to try new things and see what could work, and try things that you haven't worked yet to make it almost a surprise for the next team that they play. Because they've probably been watching film on them and watching what they do, and it's always good to make something new. So then it's a little surprise for them, and that's how you come up with the dub. We got a run by St. Huberts there. Nothing. Rolling out to the right side. Just a little 1 yard gain there. Hubert's coming in here. Looks like they're lining up in a 2-by-1-2 in the backfield. Another run. A little to their right. And quickly pulled there. The Conwell Egan defense has been doing really good at pulling their flags, and just overall has been having a good defense so far in this game. And hopefully they can carry on to the next game and keep this winning streak going. St. Hubert's quarterback coming in the huddle here. Rolling right, St. Hubert's quarterback throwing left. Another screen there. They've been doing that a lot this game. Doing a lot of stuff going on over there. Another pull there. Not like a 10-yard gain, I would say. Almost right before the first down marker at half field. St. Hubert's quarterback coming in the huddle here. Coming in on a 2-2, it looks like. You got one in the backfield. Motion into the route. Another screen. Nice little short pass. Pulled by Jalen there. And that's another good flag pull right there. Not much gain there. If you're the coach for St. Hubert's right now, what are you thinking?
thinking I'm, recapping my season right now. What did we do well in that season? How did we play? And I'm looking at this game. What could we have done better? How could we have played a little bit better? I mean, we're going home after this. It's a win or lose. It's not like other playoffs where you have to win multiple games to move on. It's a win or lose situation. So, I'm Huberts right now. I'm proud that we got to this point, but I'm looking at next year already. What can I continue to do that's going to help my team grow, and where do we need to fix a little bit of loopholes that we may have on the team?
Totally agree with that there. You can only get better, and as a coach, you have seen stuff that has been going on this season and what they could do better and what other teams do mostly. But got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game. St. Hubert's coming out of the huddle here. Lined up in a 2-2 with the motion 2 in the backfield. Faked. And then that's a good pass there and a good catch. A little deep to the right side, about 5 yards away from the end zone here. Maybe they can get their first score late in this game. I got a lot of faith in the Egan defense to stop this here since they've been so powerful so far in this game. They've been throwing a lot of screens, so we got to watch out for that. 2-by-2 with the motion up. And looking right, there's the screen I was just talking about. And dropped in the backfield there. And this is where you would work on new things on the defense here, working on in close quarters with just a little yards for the other team to gain. And for the next game in the playoffs, this might happen several more times. If that team gets close to the end zone a couple times, that's when it's really key for the defense to come in clutch. We got 3-by-1, one in the backfield, faking the handoff, throw right quick. Nothing there. And like I said before, the Egan defense is coming in. We got timeout. St. Hubert's coach really trying to get their first numbers on the board here. And as the Egan coach says, it's red zone defense, and which is definitely a key thing in the game of football is red zone defense, and most just defense, because defense is what wins championships. Stops them from scoring, everything like that. With only 19 seconds left in this game here, 40-0. Conwell Egan so far. On my quarterback, we got a 2-by-2, one in the backfield, motion into the route. Quick pass right. We got a pull, still short of the touchdown, 2 yards. Another timeout by St. Hubert's there. They have to throw at this time because of how close they are, so really would be worried about the throw. Not really worried about the screen anymore because pretty sure that counts as a run because they're behind the line. So just got to look for the short routes, like little slants, little crossers, little outs, and stuff like that. Definitely I would watch the crossers because that's where the defense gets tripped up and just say caught on another offensive player, and that leaves somebody open. Coming with the motion into the route, looking for a quick throw. Caught, touchdown, St. Hubert's, first of the game with 5 seconds left on the clock going down. And the clock is buzzing. And that's a good game there by Conwell Egan and St. Hubert's. How do you feel about that game?
It was a great performance there by Egan. Unfortunately, they didn't get the shutout, but hey, 40-6, not a bad play. They're going to get ready and travel to their road game on Monday for the semifinals, and then I believe it's Tuesday or Wednesday. If they win there, they'll be in the final. But Coach Barry talking to the girls earlier today that it's one game at a time. You have to get through that first game in order to get to the second. And I think they did an outstanding job here, just focusing on this game, focusing on the winning, and focusing on what they're going to be able to do on Monday.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You got to look at what's ahead. And same with St. Huberts. You got to look at what is ahead and not behind you. You just got to focus on the next season, and the season's over with. You can't do anything about it. And for Egan, they just got to come in like they did this game. They started off hot, came in at the halftime. After halftime, still was hot, and defense was good throughout the whole game. And that's the game there. 40-6, Conwell Egan moving on to the next round of the playoffs.
Thank you for joining us here on your Eagle Eye Network. I'm Dan Connor, joined by Jaden Myers, and we will post something a little bit later today, as we may have that game, if possible, on the road. So stay tuned. But again, Dan Connor, Jaden Myers, Steven Slifka.